Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your April 2023 tarot card reading. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for being here. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. So this month is a very exciting month. Now we are going to be talking about the astrology in a separate video, just like I did last month. So be sure to check in the next couple of days to kind of get that astrological forecast update as well. This video, we are focusing on the tarot card predictions. So you are welcome to watch for either your sun, moon, or rising sign, whichever you feel compelled to do. Also, just to keep in mind that if you are a member on the website, don't forget to log in to view the comprehensive reading. If you're not, you can still always just purchase a one-off, just like always. But if you would like to become a member, all that information is in the description box down below. So we're going to keep that short and sweet today. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in just a sec. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your April 2023 tarot card reading. So we're going to open up this channel with a card from my intuitive deck here. So let's see what comes through for Gemini for the month of April 2023. Okay, I really feel like Gemini, especially if you have lately been feeling all over the place, off track, like you've taken a million different detours, whatever the case is, I feel like you're going to finally get this sense that things are coming together and you're on a more linear track. You have some sense of direction, and not only a sense of direction, but some semblance of control over that direction. That Mars retrograde was a lot, not just Mars retrograde, but Mars in Gemini in general, ever since August. You know, Mars is a pretty hefty energy to really deal with, and so now that he's gone, it's like things can finally start to settle and you can get your house in order a little bit better. And I think Saturn coming into Pisces as well, which is for you as your 10th house, is, really gonna, I don't know if motivate is the right word, but it's going to, it's going to feel more natural for you to be more focused and disciplined and put together and regimented. And I think it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel good because it's going to feel productive, and it's going to feel like things are finally moving forward. When things get on track, it's like, oh, okay, here we go. It kind of reminds me when I was a kid, for whatever reason, like traveling with my mother was always this whole ordeal. And it would take us, packing up the car and then going to the gas station and doing this. And then like 2 hours later, we would finally be on the freeway getting ready to go. And what would normally be, a 3-hour trip would end up being 5 hours just because there was all this dilly-dallying. And I think right now you're getting out of that like dilly-dally. And I'm not saying you haven't been productive. I'm using dilly-dally as like, a metaphor for a phase. It's coming to an end, and you're getting on that freeway and you're finally able to really push on the gas and able to make some really good stuff happen. Okay. So let's take a look here at the Major Arcana card, which signifies what the universe needs from you right now. So what does the universe need from Gemini as they move forward through April? Death. I actually love that right now. I think astrologically, this is a very welcome energy. It motivates us to like embrace the changes that are happening. Like we're becoming different people. All of us, every single one of us is going through some kind of massive internal personal revolution. And there are things that we had put up with for so long that we just simply will not ever put up with again, whether that's with other people or with ourselves, with our circumstances or whatever. And what I love about the Death card is that there is this unstoppable, kind of unseen, coming up from behind you force that says it's time. There's a lot of timing involved with this Death card. And I think that if you were really look around at your life, you'd be like, yeah, it's time for this to change. It's time for this evolution to take place. And I don't think you've ever felt readier. It's like beyond ready. You're like beyond ripe at this point. Okay, but I think you had to get pushed to this point Because if it happened any sooner, there would have still been a little bit of fear. But right now, I don't think Gemini is exhibiting a lot of fear with anything. It's just time's up, let's go, let's make it happen, let's get moving, let's evolve, and let's move on with our lives. In the environment, we have a Queen of Swords. You guys know how much I love a Queen of Swords. What she offers is really wonderful feedback. Now, Queen of Swords, she is diplomatic in the way she says things. She's also really, really honest. She will find a way to reflect back to you, Gemini, something that you need to know. This may not be a very close friend. It may not be someone you consider to be a close friend. It might be. It doesn't really matter the relationship to this person, though. The fact of the matter is this person is being used as a channel or a messenger, right? I often feel like we overlook other people as messengers a lot of times. We're always looking for like angel numbers, or we're looking for synchronicities here or there or whatever, but we're overlooking like the number one most easy way for angels to deliver messages to us, which is through the words of other people. And whatever it is that she's saying or reflecting back to you, or whatever advice or counsel or whatever, it might be a little hard for you to digest, but I know that you know in your heart of hearts that what this person is saying is true. And it's probably something that you really needed you to hear, or you really needed to hear in order for this transformation to really take place. Okay, now I get kind of tired of saying the word transformation all the time with that death card. But this time it feels a lot more real because it feels more internal. Like this change is occurring on a cellular, molecular, neurological level. You are becoming a different person. Your desires are changing. Your life goals are changing. Your values are changing. So many things are changing. And I don't know that Gemini is in a position of really wanting to hang on to anything anymore. I'm not saying people, but you might not want to be hanging on to a particular identity, or hanging on to a way of life, or hanging on to a group of friends. You just don't have it in you. It's literally not there. And yeah, let's see what else comes through. Gemini for April 2023. What else does Gemini need to know today? Beautiful Ace of Cups. The Fool. And we have this, oh my goodness, this is an amazing, see, I knew that death card wasn't bad, and I don't think you're going to perceive it as bad at all. I think you're going to look at that death energy in your life, you're going to look at those old things fading away, and you're going to be like, thank God, my goodness, that was too much, I'm over it. And with that, your heart really opens. I love, love, love an Ace of Cups because on one hand, it's really receptive, meaning it's able to bring a lot of wonderful things in. And on the other hand, it gives a lot. And it's the beautiful reciprocity of the give and take. You receive, and whatever it is you receive, you put back out into the world. And what this does is it tells the universe or your angels that you are ready to be like a vessel for the world. And I do think Pluto being in Capricorn for the past 15 years, this is not Gemini specific, okay? This is for everybody. There was so much of like trying to find our place in this whole big picture and who we are and where we belong. But the focus is now shifting from like who we are in this grand space to how can I contribute to this grand space? And the dynamic is completely different. This is more open. And the universe sees that and it says, okay, Gemini, are you ready? Because if you're opening yourself up to be this incredible vessel to give something great back into the world, I'll take you on that journey. And in so doing, all of your hopes and dreams and wishes will come true. With that star card, you'll attain your quote unquote destiny, if you will, if you want to use that word. You will attain your destiny or your deepest desires here. but it's going to be a whole different kind of life. That Fool, the thing about the Fool is that on one hand, he's leaving behind an entire set of obstacles, but he's embarking upon a whole new set, a whole different kind, a whole different trek. Everything is on the table for you right now, Gemini. The money, the love, the career, the belonging, the contribution, the spirituality, the families, the beautiful homes, the beautiful everything. It's all on the table for you. But the way you're going to go about getting it is not like, I'm going to put something out into the world and really, really hope that people are going to like it so that they'll buy it or they'll invest in it or they'll pay attention to me. So then that will make me happy. It's like, I know I have something bigger than myself to give. And I sort of surrender myself to that cause or to that bigger picture. And the universe is, the minute that channel opens, you're on this whole new trajectory. Okay? And with the star, there does seem to be an accelerated quality here. Like Gemini is being accelerated. I'm very happy for the air signs, of course, because you have Pluto coming into really potent and powerful houses, either 1, 5, and in your instance, you have it coming in through your 9th house. So there's a lot of expansion and growth and adventure and learning and all sorts of worldly experiences and all sorts of things that come through there. You're not going to be able to pump the brakes here. This is like full on pedal to the metal period of growth, but not the painful kind. Okay? It's growth in terms of life experience and being able to have certain things. So it's different. It's definitely different. The whole tone of everything is now shifting. But right now, this is about you opening the channel. That's what needs to happen in April, is a conscious opening of the channel. And it may take 1 or 2 years before you really understand what this even means. Pluto doesn't officially settle into Aquarius until end of 2024. Okay? 9 of Wands, and then we have the Gemini card, which is the Knight of Swords. I love all the major arcana that you're getting. It does really indicate that this is a big month. It's not as big as maybe some of the other months have been, but I do think that now that Mars is gone, you have a lot more clarity. You don't have anything really clogging up the drain right now. And you get to kind of just be in this, there's a lot of deep divine feminine coming through with the Ace of Cups and the Empress. It's highly relaxed. It's intuitive and it's noticing. And for some reason, I'm getting the image of the ears. Like you're hearing things that maybe have been a little bit drowned out by a lot of noise. You have the capacity to have greater silence in your life, greater degrees of peace and all of that. And I feel that whatever this channel that's opening is, well, like I said in the beginning, all this stuff that's been all over the place is finally starting to find its course. And when I look at the star, I always say, well, that's the North Star. This is your compass here. You have a destination in mind, you have a route in mind, and you can go straight now. You don't have to go in all these different topsy-turvy, curvy, different ways. It's just straight. You go straight toward that North Star. And in so doing, you really tap into this beautiful sense of empowerment. One of the things I love about having Mars coming through the 2nd house is that you don't often second guess yourself. This is a time of confidence boost. This is a time where you feel you can be radiant, you can be powerful, and you don't have to apologize for anything. And when you're in that state of being, creation tends to come a lot more easily because you're not wasting any time or energy, not even a second guessing yourself. Okay? Now, it's not that you're... Look at the 9 of Wands, and I do feel that you have... I don't want to say you have a wall up, because that's not really what I'm sensing, but it is difficult for other people to access you right now. you are going through a somewhat vulnerable process, I guess we could say. You're going through a vulnerable process, and you don't want people to, because when your channel is open like this, you have to be highly selective about almost everything. You have to be selective about the media that you consume, the food that you consume. You have to be selective about the people you spend your time with, the places that you work, all those different types of things. And because this is open, it's easily infiltrated. So here we have this Nine of Wands, which says, I'm going to be open, but I'm not going to be easily infiltrated. I'm not going to let just anyone into my sphere. And the Empress, for some reason now I'm seeing like there's this bubble around you. I guess we could do like a witchcraft take, like where you have the circle around you kind of thing. You have that energetic sphere, this bubble of protective light, this bubble of protective love, whatever the case is, around you, so that you can more clearly really hear this sort of calling, if you will. But that Nine of Wands, it's really doing a good job, I think, of keeping people out. Knight of Swords, I'm sensing that your focus is really shifting. And maybe there has been a lot of self-focus lately. Nothing wrong with that. Mars coming through your sign, very common for things to be very much about yourself. And if you're in a romantic relationship, about that romantic relationship. Now that Mars leaves, it kind of takes you out of the hot seat, and you are now free to charge after something else, and you can focus on something else. And that feels like a breath of fresh air to me when I look at this. That's where Gemini would rather be. Not that you don't like, learning about yourself and healing and self-development, all that. Of course, most people do. At least people who are here on this type of channel do. But right now, I think you're in a position where you say, okay, I'd rather go after this monetary goal. I'd rather go after that new job. I'd rather go after that new apartment in that new place. I'd rather go after trying to make more money, whatever the case is, but again, it does feel aligned with something bigger. Yeah. Let's see what else. Have you ever met those people who are just really busy all the time? And have you ever seen someone try to, or maybe you've done this with them, they try to have like small talk, and this person is like, you can hear in their voice, and they give like these really short, curt answers, which is clearly trying to communicate like, I'm too busy for this. I'm too busy. I'm too focused. My time is too valuable. I can't sit here and chit chat about the weather. It's kind of how I'm feeling that Gemini is giving off this vibe. You're too busy. You're too preoccupied. Your time is too valuable to be dealing with any high level petty nonsense. You're too focused. You're too ambitious. And you have too much desire in your heart to go after whatever it is you're going after. You don't have any moment to waste. And if it doesn't completely and wholly feed your soul, it's a no-go from you. I really feel an inaccessibility in terms of people being able to access you. You're accessible through the more spiritual realm, not through the chit-chat realm or the mundane daily task realm. It's just not really where you're at right now. Okay? You're too focused. All right, what else for Gemini? We have the Four of Coins. The Queen of Cups. I'm loving all of this divine feminine energy that's coming out. For some reason, I feel like the Queen of Cups is connected with the Queen of Swords here. Ooh, and the Six of Coins. See, the reason why I was talking about the give and receive with this is because I'm kind of seeing the water coming in, and then the water sort of spills out into the greater ocean, the greater collective of everything. And then we have this Six of Coins, which is often a highly reciprocal card, right? There's someone who is in a position to give, and there's someone who is in a position to take. And it represents the perfect balance of the universe at large. I don't care where you are on the spectrum, okay? Chances are there are areas where you need to receive, and there are areas where you need to give. For example, maybe some of you need more money, you need to receive more resources, but there's also more information and more teaching that you can put out there into the world. Okay? I do feel like you're needing somehow to find a balance of both. If you are so focused, let's say, on only the giving component, I think you're going to end up in a position of lack. If you're also only focused on the receiving component, you are also going to end up in lack. This is important for Gemini to figure out, and you'll each do it in your own way with your own flavor. You're going to have to figure out how to give and receive, and understand that these, it's like the more you give, the more you can receive. The more you give, the more you can receive. And you can understand that like there's these big jumps that happen when you do that. And there's this everything is in a continual state of counterbalancing. And the more you can master this, the more you give and then you receive, and you go back and forth between the two, and sometimes you can do both of them simultaneously, the more and more likely you are to become more and more prosperous. Specifically financially, but also in your relationships and just your overall experience of life. Now, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. First of all, I'm loving the Queen of Cups lately. I don't know why she has, really it's been since January she's been coming out and just giving me a really good feeling. She just represents someone who's just got your back. Similar to this Queen of Swords, again, it might be the same person or it might be someone similar. Not necessarily entirely invested in your life, but someone who genuinely wants to see you succeed. There's no ulterior motive. There's no hidden agenda here. And this is someone that I think you gladly let behind this sort of exterior here. You gladly let them into your kingdom. You let them into your heart. You let them into your life because there's no threat. This is not someone who would ever betray you. It's not someone who would ever go behind your back. It's someone that just wants to put their arms around you and be like, it's okay, Gemini, you're great. You're amazing. I love you. I want to see you succeed in every possible way. How can I help? What can I do? But, there's that connection with the sword here, and that's, so there's the emotional security, but also this is someone you can trust to be really open and honest and clear with you. And you don't have to question whether or not, now they may say things that you don't necessarily like to hear, but again, it's probably something that you need to hear. And that's, I think, how you know when someone really loves you, is they're not afraid to say it. That's the marker of a true friend or a true lover or someone who genuinely respects you. They're not afraid to hurt you a little bit, or they're not afraid to say the things that no one else is willing to say. As much as that show, whenever I see this, I always kind of think of that show House of Cards. I don't know if you ever saw that show. Of course, the main characters are not the best people, right? They're really not the best people. But the thing about that relationship that I genuinely admire is their willingness to be brutally honest. Now, I'm not saying you have to be brutal to be honest, okay? You can be nice and be honest. You can be diplomatic and do it. But sometimes things just need to be said. Not that they need to be said, but that they actually need to be heard. And because the love here is so real, and I don't think it's romantic, although there may be romantic connection with this person, but the love seems to be on an elevated level. So what it is that they're saying to you is coming from a really pure place. And it's helping you with this evolution. It's helping you with this change. It's helping you to get things in order, to get things together. And I think that's something that ultimately you are 100% going to be grateful for. Okay? All right, so we're going to pull out clarifiers here, and we're going to talk about the clarifiers in the comprehensive reading. The link for that will be found in the description box and comment thread down below. Let's go ahead, and we usually talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards, just FYI, so it's kind of like a really in-depth reading. We're going to start with this Death card. What else does Gemini need to know about this Death card? Okay, beautiful Wheel of Fortune. I knew it wasn't a bad card. I knew it was a happy one. The World, amazing. And we have 5 of Coins. In the environment, we have a King of Wands. Love to see that. We have another 9 of Wands, and we have a 4 of Wands. Okay, a lot of fiery energy in that environment for you guys. Okay. Now let's start with the Ace of Cups. What else does Gemini need to know about this Ace of Cups? Death. Another Death card. Beautiful 10 of Coins. King of Coins. I'm loving the kings. 5 of Coins. This 5 of Coins seems to be where you're coming from. Queen of Wands. Five of Wands. A Fool. Lovers. Beautiful Gemini card coming through. And, ooh, King of Wands again. Five of Cups. 5 of Swords, my goodness. Got all the 5s coming out. Coins, Swords, Cups, Wands. And Justice. Page of Wands. Hermit. 8 of Coins. 6 of Wands. 2 of Swords and the Devil. I really like the Devil energy for you, by the way. I have the 8 of Swords. Wait, what was this card? 4 of Coins. 8 of Wands. 6 of Swords. Ooh, another Knight of Swords. You're showing up a lot in your own reading, which I really, really like. All your Gemini cards. 4 of Wands. 7 of Cups. And last but not least, Page of Coins. Page of Swords. And, oh, Knight of Wands. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to leave you guys with that. This is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. You guys know I love and adore you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.